In this video, the Bitcoin price has finally made a move. But the question is, what are the things that we need to consider for the latest Bitcoin price action, as well as we are going to dive in with different indicators and give you an update regarding the logarithmic growth curve with the daily time frame as well as for the shorter time frame. Stay tuned to know more. So hi guys, and welcome back to another Gabb's cryptocurrency video where we trade by data and not by hype. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, click the subscribe button down below and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out daily technical analysis like this. So in this video, hatiin natin siya into siguro 4 parts. So first things first, we are going to talk about a recap based from our previous analysis. Number 2, we are going to understand the debt cross similarity. Number 3, we are also going to look into the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. And last but not the least, number 4, let's talk about the price action moving forward. So now, let's dive into our first quick recap first. So as you can see, diba, kahapon meron din tayong falling wedge nag-form and then, unfortunately, na-meet niya pala yung target natin exactly. So as you can see, 42.3k was our target and then after nyan, we were actually waiting out for the next move na. Hindi ko na actually nabigyan to na update kagabi kasi of course I was busy. But after that, nagkaroon tayo ng movement to the downside, nagkaroon ng breakdown. And diba, sabi ko din sa inyo kahapon, other than the shorter time frame, ang pinaka-important talaga dito for the Bitcoin price is by zooming out dito sa ating Bitcoin price. Kasi if you're going to look at a bigger time frame, look at this. The Bitcoin price has been moving sideways for a very good time. And di ba sabi ko sa inyo, during this period, you could actually trade within the support and resistance area na nakikita natin dito. You could actually swing trade within the support and resistance. That could be a good move na pwede mong gawin. Pero practically speaking, the best thing to do dito is to wait it out muna. And the reason why we need to wait this one out, kasi as you can see, kasi if you're going to look at the RSI has been moving sideways lang din within this significant price action. Nagkaroon lang tayo ng bullish divergence during this period na nagkaroon ng bullish divergence, taka tayo nakita ng movement to the upside. And then right now, what we need to wait out for is the next indicators to form. And diba sabi ko sa inyo, that's where we are going to look at the daily time frame. So right now for the daily time frame, the Bitcoin price has finally declined. However, ito yung things na need natin i-consider. Number 1, we need to have a bullish divergence forming in the RSI. Kasi remember, bullish divergence are indicators for a bullish trend reversal. However, ito yung ating kailangan i-monitor. As you can see, we are starting to form this support line. Unfortunately, the Bitcoin price has started going down. So right now, if we are not going to get any candle close na higher low, then there will be no bullish trend reversal signals yet. Kasi as of the time being, kasi right now, what we want to see is for a bullish indicator to form. Pero if we are not going to see a bullish indicator to form in the daily time frame as much as possible in the 4-hour time frame then yeah, it's still not a good time pa din to say na we are going to see a trend reversal. So ayun guys, diba sabi ko sa inyo, in order for us to confirm a bullish divergence, kailangan natin ng daily candle close na mas higher low yung ating RSI. Pero since we are not yet seeing that higher low, then we are not confirmed with any bullish divergence yet. So as much as possible, you need to wait out for a daily candle close sa mga ganitong movements before entering into a new trade. As much as possible, those daily candle closes, yun talaga magbibigay sa inyo ng understanding kung ano bang dapat mo gawin for the next price action. Patience lang talaga ulit, and yeah, wala tayong magagawa talaga kasi as you can see, Bitcoin price has been on a downtrend. You could actually short that kasi of course, there are still no signs of a bullish trend reversals yet. However, ang problem mo nga lang dyan is at what point in time na aabutan ka ng kanyang consolidation. Kasi let's say, nag-enter ka ng panibagong shorting opportunity ngayon. Let's say, nag-open ka ng panibagong shorting opportunity, pero let's say, ang nangyari dyan is nag-consolidate pala siya further, tapos saka siya nagkaroon ng bullish divergence. Then in that case, hindi maganda yung timing mo for a shorting opportunity. So in that sense, you need to manage your risk appetite talaga when it comes to shorting. Kasi of course, if you're going to zoom out, despite of the Bitcoin being bearish for this time being, especially in the midterm, the long-term price action is not actually bearish. If you're going to look at the bigger time frame, it's actually Bitcoin is more likely to go up than for it to go down. It's just that the current period na kung nasaan tayo, it's actually currently on a downtrend. So right now, for the Bitcoin price, you need to wait this one out talaga dito, especially in the daily time frame and the 4-hour time frame. Now, let's talk about the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. Kasi diba, ito yung pinakita ko sa inyo previously and ilang beses ko na siya actually pinapakita on how does it actually play out with the crypto market. So just to give you a quick recap of what is a logarithmic growth curve, it is actually using the historical data, and upon using the historical data, we were able to plot a data model on understanding what are the support and resistance areas na pwede natin i-consider. At the same time, we are using the historical data as a basis for this data model. So as you can see, this is our support and resistance area. So right now, nag-add ako ng panibagong line. As you can see, yung in-add ko na bagong line is actually this regression band. This regression band is actually yung area na yun kung saan tayo nakakuha ng bounces for the 30K Bitcoin price action. This area kung saan tayo nagkaroon ng bounce noong around, I think, July. Not only for July, but especially in June, dyan tayo nagkaroon ng bounce, this regression band na in-add ko ngayon. And if we're going to look back in time, this similar area din na kung saan tayo nagkaroon ng bounce, it also became a support and resistance area then. Kasi look at this, that area became a support area then, especially in the previous price actions din noong consolidation phase ni Bitcoin. As you can see, ang difference na lang, mas bumaba pa tayo doon. Pero as you can see, that area is actually going to act either as a resistance or a support for the Bitcoin price. So moving into the latest Bitcoin price action, we are now at that similar area right now. So I think for me, this is going to be our last and final support for the Bitcoin price. Kasi if we are not able to hold this, especially in the weekly and daily time frame, then I think it's more likely going to go down to the next support area. So in that case, ano yung next support area natin following this logarithmic growth curve? So following the support areas na pwede mong tingnan is actually this lower regression band, and right now it's actually playing within the 31K. And then by the time na nagprint na ating next weekly candle, it would actually go up kasi of course, the values of the logarithmic growth curve are increasing as time goes by. So as you can see, if umakit tayo dito, it could actually pan out between 33 up until 35. Pero let's say mag-consolidate pa tayo dito further, then pataas ng pataas yung ating growth curve. So in that case, if lalo siyang tumaas at lalo tayo nag-consolidate, then dun tataas yung ating support level for the Bitcoin price. So for the time being, ang pinakang technical support na pwede mong tingnan ngayon is actually the 38K kasi yun yung ating Bitcoin logarithmic regression band and based on the historical data, yun yung ating current support area basing from the data model. So 38K, if mabreak natin sa 38K, then our next target would be around the 31K. Pero let's see if nag-consolidate pa tayo further, then our area na pwede natin tingnan is between 33 to 35 only if na-break natin sa 38K. So right now, that is what we are seeing with the Bitcoin logarithmic growth curve. And then as you can see, itong previous support area is now going to act as resistance. So you can actually now see na meron tayong resistance area forming within the 42 up until the 45,000 US dollars. So the crucial areas na kailangan mo tingnan dito is support level is actually the 38K, resistance level is within the 42 up until the 45K. And if you break the 38K area, then it's more likely na we are going to go down to the 35K area. So, yun yung ating kailangan natin i-consider, especially with this data model na I don't think na everyone is following kasi a lot of people would say na we are going to see a 16K Bitcoin when in fact 16K is not actually a viable target na. And especially may mga nagsasabi na this is a double top. Ito, let's say nasabi mo siyang double top tapos naglagay ka ng target dyan. And then let's see, tinignan mo yung target niyan. As you can see, diba, is going to give us an unrealistic price action if you're going to see that this is a double top. So before you use trading patterns in the bigger time frame, I think you need to be realistic with the mathematical possibilities dito sa Bitcoin price. Kasi of course, trading patterns are good, but they are good if you're following it for the shorter time frame such as sa hourly and 4-hour or 15-minute. Pero if you're going to use trading patterns ito sa mga weekly time frame or monthly time frame, I don't think that is an ideal thing to do. Kasi if you can see, I don't think na nakakita tayo ng trading patterns na nag-play out for the weekly, especially in the monthly. Wala tayong naging trading pattern talaga for the bigger time frame dito kay Bitcoin price. So trading patterns, just use that for smaller time frames. Pero when it comes to bigger time frame, historical data is the best thing to use, especially mga ating support and resistances on the logarithmic growth curve and historical data model. So yun yung ating nakikita dito for the weekly time frame. Now, let's talk about the death cross naman dito for the Bitcoin price. Because as you can see, the previous death cross actually indicated na we were actually at the bottom. Na-dictate niya na yung bottom dito sa area na yan. So, upon dictating the bottom ng previous Bitcoin price action, as you can see, even na na-dictate na yung bottom, nagkaroon tayo ng one last bleed to the downside. So, right now, nagkaroon na din tayo ng ating death cross. Pero look at this. Ito previously yung dinidictate niyang bottom which is around the 40K. And then right now, we are actually seeing that breakdown to the downside. So right now, if we are going to follow this previous data model na nagkaroon ng consolidation and then bleed to the downside, then in that case, this could be a possible scenario na we can actually look into. So if we are going to follow that movement, then we might see na more consolidation and then bleed. At the same time, what must happen dito in order for us to see a bullish trend reversal is for the RSI to increase. Just like what we saw dun sa previous Bitcoin price action nun, the price was declining, but the RSI was increasing. Dun tayo nakita ng bullish trend reversal. Pero for the time being kasi, ito yung talagang problem natin ngayon. Wala tayong increasing RSI pa din. So, this is not actually looking good right now for the Bitcoin price if you're going to ask me regarding the RSI. You could actually look at it in a way na nag-search ng bullish divergence. Pero, meron din tayong actually good news din sa RSI. And the other thing na kailangan mo din i-understand is, hindi tayo palagi umabot din sa ganyang area sa daily RSI. Look at this. The last time na umabot tayo dyan, of course, noong huling flash crash up until the 40K or 39K roughly. Ayan no. Doon tayo naging 30. Same goes dito, 30. And then let's look back in time pa para maghanap ng ganong area. Same goes dito, this area, dyan tayo ulit nakakita ng 30 threshold na RSI. And then if you're going to zoom back further, hindi na tayo nakita ng ganong area other than the Bitcoin crash noong COVID crash. So as you can see, nung COVID crash, doon tayo nakita ng RSI na bumagsak talaga below 30. Looking back further, during a dead cross, doon din tayo nakita ng mga talagang RSI below 30. So those are areas na nag-indicate na yun yung ating lowest point. So in that case, those areas are actually a buying opportunity for the Bitcoin price kasi look at this. Even if it declines further, you can see now we are able to maximize that bullish retracement. And with that being said, pag-uusapan natin yung what goes down must come up, especially with the RSI level. Kasi look at this guys, despite of this being bearish, we need to understand na what goes down must also go up. And if you're going to look at the smaller time frame, you can actually see na it actually makes sense kasi what goes down must also go up, what goes down must also come up, and dito din nakita natin what goes down must go up. And then if you're going to zoom out din dito sa Bitcoin price, you can actually now see na we are starting to form this indicator na nagsasabi na we are now actually seeing a support and resistance area forming for the Bitcoin price action. And then in this case, we now actually have this understanding na we have a downtrend na dito na pwede nakikita natin. But at some point in time, we are going to break that downtrend. Kasi remember, what goes up must come down. Same goes din sa notion na yan. What goes down must also come up. So daw na ang kailangan natin intindihin dito is when are we going to see that uptrend. And just to give you a confidence regarding na idea na what goes down must come up, let's look at the previous bear market in history. Kasi if you're going to look at the previous bear market ni Bitcoin, you would actually notice na what goes down must also come up. Even if it's a dead cat bounce, even if it's a bullish retracement just for us to have a selling opportunity, it will always go up pa din guys. Kasi look at this. It's a market psychology lang talaga na what goes down must come up. Same goes dito, what goes down must come up. And then if you're going to zoom out on a bigger time frame, what goes down must come up. So right now, we need to wait out for this area na kung saan tayo magkakaroon ng bullish retracement for the Bitcoin price. We did not see that bullish retracement yet. Now, the reason why that is important, kasi the moment na magkaroon tayo ng bullish retracement, and then let's say, it did not break the trend of higher high. Kasi as you can see, higher high, pero kung ang nangyari dito is naging trend na lower high na siya, then dun na masisira ating market cycle structure. Kasi as you can see, though we want this to have higher lows, as you know, higher lows, pero right now, if we are going to get daily candle closes dito, then this is more likely going to break the trend ng ating uptrend dito for the Bitcoin price. So right now, what goes down must also come up, pero also after that price action, what goes up would now determine if we are going to see a dead cat bounce or if we are going to see kung mababreak niya ba yung ating series of higher high. So right now, that is what we need to wait out for the Bitcoin price, especially dito sa times na to. Most people are getting fearful na nga dito sa ating market. But remember, before you touch any of your crypto portfolio, you need to look at the data first. You need to look at different analysis before executing any trade or any move within the crypto market. So right now, we are on a downtrend, and yun nga, what goes down must come up. And let's wait if we are going to see a dead cat bounce or a higher high for the Bitcoin price action. So to summarize everything na pag-usapan natin, for the short term, we need to see a bullish divergence forming. For the logarithmic growth curve, it's actually indicating na that is one of the support areas na kailangan natin i-support kasi if na-break natin yan, then our next target would be around the 32 up until the 35K. Pero if we are able to hold that line, our next resistance for the Bitcoin price is around the 42 up until the 45K. And then looking at the dead cross, that the previous debt crosses in history has indicated the bottom. As you can see, that indicated the bottom. Dito din, previous debt crosses also indicated that that was the bottom. So if this was the bottom, then we have to monitor that area if that was already the Bitcoin bottom. And then last but not the least, what goes down must come up. We need to look out for a bullish divergence sa bigger time frame, and then we need to wait this one out if we are going to see a dead cat bounce or a series of higher high ulit for the Bitcoin price. Pero let's say guys, you still want to invest within the crypto market, the best place to stake your coins is actually in crypto.com, kasi dito kay crypto.com mataas yung kanilang interest rate when it comes to staking opportunities. As you can see dito, pwede kayo makakuha ng malaking interest rate for staking. And if you're going to stake their native token, which is CRO, you can actually get their beautiful metal Visa card. It's exclusive for crypto.com. And of course, that metal Visa card, you can actually use that anywhere in the world. If you want to claim up to $50 bonus kay crypto.com, just use my sign up code na you can find in the description down below. So ayun muna update natin for today guys. If you find this video useful and informative, please give this video a like. And if you want to see more contents like this, please subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next video and bye-bye for now.